I'll give you two sort of sleeper offenses that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. Number one is Minnesota. Okay, the Vikings.
Kevin O'Connell
and Wes Phillips coming from Sean McVay, coming from a pass-first offense. Like, we know the Vikings put up numbers. Kirk Cousins was a top 12 fantasy quarterback last year. Obviously, Justin Jefferson was awesome. Dalvin Cook was awesome. Adam Thielen had his moments when he was healthy. So when we saw KJ Osborne emerge, well, all those guys are back, plus a healthy Irv Smith. And they did all that last year, Michael, under Mike Zimmer, who's a defensive coach, but conservative in nature. They were bottom 14 in the NFL. They were bottom 14 in the NFL in passing rate. The Vikings were. And now here comes O'Connell. Here comes Wes Phillips. They're going to throw. That's an offense that's going to air it out. And I think they have better weapons than people realize. Again, with Osborne as a third and Irv Smith, and of course the running backs as well. Look, no one ever gets excited about Kirk Cousins, but he's absolutely solid. And I think that's a sneaky offense that I think is going to score a lot more points than people realize. And I'll also say the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars, it's a ridiculously easy schedule. Everyone, you want to bag on the Jaguars. Okay, I hear you. I get it. It's a franchise that has certainly struggled for a long time. But what is Doug Peterson? Doug Peterson is a former NFL quarterback who came out of the Andy Reid system. He's a pass-first guy. He got an MVP year out of Carson Wentz. And I know, Frank Reich is the guy that always gets the credit. Oh, it was Frank Reich. But then you look at Carson Wentz last year in Indianapolis under Frank Reich, and you're like, you know what, maybe it was Doug Peterson. At any rate, I just think Doug Peterson, former NFL quarterback, former very successful head coach, nowhere to go but up. There's a reason why Trevor Lawrence in 1 year didn't forget how to play football.
Yeah.
This is a guy that coming out of college he's the next Andrew Luck. He's the next Peyton Manning. He's the most NFL-ready prospect to come out of college in the last 20 years, right? He's that guy. And the whole offense was a mess, and Urban Meyer, is bad a coach, is bad a fit, and, whatever. We don't need to beat that horse. But the fact is that under Doug Peterson, and they've given him some weapons, right? So you've got Marvin Jones, but they added Christian Kirk, they added Zay Jones, they added Evan Ingram, they've improved that offensive line. I'm a Commanders fan, so Brandon Scherf down there, he's going to help anchor that line. I don't know. Trevor, I think, and by the way, I think the offense is still going to be crappy. Getting Travis Etienne back as well, healthy. I don't know. I think the Jags are going to be a sneaky good offense, at least for fantasy purposes, because I think they're going to have to throw a lot. A, it'll be their offensive philosophy, and B, just because of the nature of the game, and their defense is going to be bad again this year, or will struggle, I think, in some way.
Yeah, no, I love that. That's a lot of good information there. One, look forward to finding out who your real ride or die is, because it sounds like you're really riding with Jalen Hurts. I'd love to hear who you're riding or dying with more than Jalen Hurts at this point. The second part of all that is you love just getting a piece of good offenses, whether you can get a Justin Jefferson or not. Like, let's say you get a Kirk Cousins. Let's say you're thinking about taking a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson early. Maybe you think twice and say, let me get another solid wide receiver or running back or tight end even here and wait on a Kirk Cousins. That could still win you your league. And as far as Jacksonville goes, you had as much playing time as their stars. So we're still looking forward to seeing what they do this preseason, if the Doug Peterson effect ends up manifesting itself early on or not. Did you have anything else before we moved on? Because I was going to ask you about this first full weekend of preseason action. You had something else you wanted to add?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know, and Jacksonville looked terrible in the preseason game against, I think they were going, purposely fairly vanilla, at least especially in that game. And so, there's definitely stuff that you can take away from the preseason, but there's also, you don't want to overreact too much to the preseason.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.